Hello everybody, yes, how are we all doing? It is the Fredders93 here, and welcome to the first Football Fredders with the new season. Now, it only makes sense for this season to take a quick little glance at how we did with our predictions for last season. Safe to say I might have got one or two wrong. But yeah, obviously this is a bit late coming out because obviously at the time that the season ended, I've had my break, I've had my charity stream, I've done a lot on Twitch, I've been away as well, focusing on work, so better late than never getting to it. But next week I will be looking at both the Premier League and the Bundesliga. So, but for right now, we're going to take a look at our Premier League predictions. Obviously you can see prediction is on the left and actual is on the right. Prediction left, actual on the right. that I made that more complicated than it needed to, didn't I? Right, so who did I predict to be first? I predicted Chelsea. I did not think that Timo Werner would miss as many blanks as he did. Could Chelsea's season have been a little bit better if Timo Werner put a bit more of those chances away? I don't know. And then we've also got Man City. Now, I also predicted Man City, Liverpool and Man United to round up the top four. To be fair, I've got the top four right, just not necessarily in the right... Oh, hang on. I was just about to say not necessarily in the right order, but I realised I've got 1 out of 4 correct with those ones, and that's Liverpool finishing in third. When I made the prediction for Liverpool to finish in third, I said it would be because more teams have sort of worked out how to play against them. Not the fact that they would lose Van Dijk, Gomez to injury, and that they would struggle with centre-backs pretty much for the rest of the duration of that season. Well, I say struggle with centre-backs, struggle with playing CDMs as centre-backs, and therefore losing a few more points. Europa League places, which of course is the top, is places 5th and 6th, because of how some of the other cup competitions have turned out. I put Spurs, Arsenal, Leicester, but of course 8th place getting, well, of course 7th place rather, getting the UEFA Conference League place. So that's actually ended up going with Leicester, West Ham in the Europa League and Spurs in the Conference League. So far, after 7 places, I'm 1 for 7. This could be interesting. Let's see now. 8th, 9th, 10th, I put Wolves, Everton and Southampton. Southampton started great, but then they struggled in the season. Wolves haven't had the best seasons at all. Losing Raul Jimenez to his fractured skull sort of upset them back a fair bit in the season. And as we all know, this summer it seemed to be coming, the wheels seem to be coming off with this project. Look, we've had Nuno Espirito Santo leaving, Rui Patricio's gone. I really don't know how they're going to do things next season, whether or not they're going to gel with this new manager and this new goalkeeper they've got in or not. Or where else will they be strengthening? I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see sort of closer to the season it gets to it, and also how well the team gels, whether or not they're bringing any more players or anything like that. We'll just have to wait and see. Everton, I was so close. I was 1 place off. God damn it, Leeds. God damn it, Leeds. You had to have the better goal difference compared to Everton, didn't you? You had to have the better goal difference, didn't you? But Everton, we'll have to see what they're like. Obviously, they've had a bit of an interesting summer transfer window, bringing in Asbjørn Begovic, Damari Gray, and Andros Townsend. I'm sure Townsend and Begovic are just more for backups. Could we see Gray playing? Potentially, who knows? It depends on what Rafa Benitez will want to do with the team. I'm still in shock that Benitez is even there in the first place. And then obviously 11th and 12th to finish off mid-table mediocrity, I put Burnley and Newcastle, which means I got one right. I got another one right, so I perfectly spot on predicted where Newcastle were going to be. I didn't think that we would better the positions in what we normally would have done under Steve Bruce. Well, I say that this is only his 3rd season here, but if you'd asked me for a lot of that season, I honestly would not have thought that Newcastle would stay up, because we had a lot to deal with that season. We had like we were the first club to have like the mass breakout with COVID and having to have games cancelled because of COVID. That saw a lot of players struggle with that, even though we had one or two come down with it pre-season. But I'm happy that I got their spot right. Burnley, am I surprised that I got theirs wrong? Not really. Not really. Obviously, they play very old style football with just two banks of 4-4-4-2. But the game's moving on since then, so they're not really having that much of an ability to be able to properly counter-attack with it. And then, right, let's just move on. Survive relegation. Yeah, let's just move on because I've just seen 2 out of the 5 teams I've put here. I put from 13th to 17th. I put West Ham, Palace, Leeds, Brighton, and Sheffield United. I'll touch on Sheffield United in just a moment. West Ham surpassed expectations for me. I think Jesse Lingard coming in made a huge difference to them, and they either need to get him in or need to get a player that can play in his position, because without that little spark, without that little extra creativity, they will be sort of like down the wrong end of the table next season. And would they be able to compete in the Europa League and give them the ability to rotate the squad? I just do not know. Palace in 14th, that's another one, right? Yeah, Palace, you sort of know what you're going to get with Palace. Sort of like that mid-table obscurity. Like, they're not really going to be dragged too much into a relegation battle. They weren't really for like the most part last season, so they are what they are. Leeds definitely surpassed everyone's expectations, not just for finishing in, not being able to stay up in the Premier League, but getting into the top 10 as well. So, fair play to you, Leeds. Fair play. And Marcelo Bielsa, your style of football is just something else that's really got to be admired. Brighton 16th. Yes, that's another one, right. Graham Potter's hipster football. Need I say more? Need I say more? And then when I made the video, I did think that Sheffield United would suffer a little bit of second season syndrome. I did not think that they would suffer it as badly as they have. Getting relegated, it took them ages to get their first win of the season. Annoyingly, it was against us. I mean, they did okay to get a decent-ish sort of like points record of 23, but for ages it looked like they was going to set a new Premier League low. So fair play to them. They couldn't quite do enough to stay up, but fair play for trying their hardest, to say the least. And then for the relegated teams, 2 out of 3 ain't bad for like the teams I put in there. It's just one of them positions is wrong. I know one of their positions is right. And why did I think Aston Villa would get relegated? This is why you do not make predictions videos part way or like early days into a transfer window. I made this predictions like too early into a transfer window, I feel, because Villa did then strengthen themselves up a bit more, and they already have done with the likes of Buendia, Bailey coming in, so we'll need to see what more they can do. But I was a fool to predict Villa in 18th. West Brom getting another place spot on in 19th. Yeah, you brought Sam Allardyce in too late, I think. And so, unfortunately, he's just lost his record of never having been relegated with anyone. And then Fulham, you put up a pretty good fight. It was between us and you for a long while, but unfortunately, you just didn't have enough creativity and sort of like the firepower up front to have been able to make the obviously the points needed to stay up. So let me quickly work out how many I got right, and then I'll embarrass myself by showing you it. So as you can see from just above my head here, I got 5 out of 20 of these right, which is not too bad. It's a quarter of the league. It's a shame the other 3 quarters couldn't have done a little bit better myself. So you will see my reaction to the Bundesliga predictions tomorrow. But for now, this is going to do it for Football with Fredders. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Leave your like, subscribe if you're new, comment below how you got on predicting the league last season, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.